In the days before the first bombs fell on Iran, Donald Trump sat down with a tight circle of advisors. The agenda was clear: launching a military campaign alongside Israel. Historically, this is the exact moment a defense secretary steps in to outline the dangers. They point out that an air campaign has limits when trying to destroy a stockpile of enriched uranium. They warn of the economic hit if Tehran retaliates by closing the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway where a significant portion of the world's oil flows. But Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth took a different approach. Sources familiar with the meeting confirm he validated the strike, downplaying the inherent risks of the conflict spiraling into a broader regional war. Inside that meeting, during one of the most consequential security sessions of the administration, not one person emphasized the potential risks of starting the war. The specific friction usually provided by a Secretary of Defense was missing. It was replaced by a personnel choice that prioritized broadcast presence over the strategic caution typical of the role. When the administration decided to launch combat operations, they designated the Pentagon as the primary communicator. They needed a specific kind of messenger to sell the war to the American public. The administration leaned on Hegseth's credentials as a former Fox News anchor. Multiple insiders confirmed that the president chose him for the defense role primarily based on his looks and his ability to command a television screen. Hegseth had no background in high-level military leadership, a fact that caught many members of Trump's own inner circle by surprise. The administration makes no secret of this dynamic. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt openly embraced the strategy, stating, "If CNN is writing a story about Secretary Hegseth being a cheerleader for the U.S. military, then absolutely yes." During an escalating international crisis, the executive branch bypassed traditional military experience, optimizing for broadcast readiness instead of tactical command. This creates a division of labor inside the building. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, generates the military strategy and planning discussed with the president. Hegseth's job is to take those plans and perform them. During his frequent press briefings, he adopts a combative posture. He attacks media outlets for questioning the campaign's cost, declares military success, and openly weaves his Christian faith into his defense of the war. But that unshakable bravado vanishes behind the closed doors of Capitol Hill. When presenting classified updates to lawmakers from both parties, Hegseth avoids deviating from a prepared script. He routinely declines to discuss the granular details of war plans or long-term strategy, citing operational security. The knowledge gap becomes visible during these sessions. When representatives ask questions about the administration's objectives, officials like Secretary of State Marco Rubio and CIA Director John Ratcliffe have to step in and provide the strategic answers. He functions as a public-facing messenger. He delivers the narrative the president wants to hear, while sidestepping the complex realities of the conflict he promotes. This performance serves a personal purpose for the secretary. Early in his tenure, Hegseth created headaches for the White House with self-inflicted errors, including the use of the encrypted messaging app Signal to discuss sensitive war plans. Those missteps pushed him toward the edges of the cabinet. But promoting the Iran campaign offered a lifeline. By shifting from a vocal critic of foreign wars into the administration's loudest advocate for this strike, he improved his internal standing. The motivation appears cynical. One insider familiar with his mindset told reporters that Hegseth has become trigger-happy, believing that actively expanding the conflict is the best way to ensure he keeps his job. The president himself confirmed this appetite for ongoing combat. During a late March event in the Oval Office, Trump recounted telling Hegseth and General Kane that the conflict would be settled soon. According to the president, they replied, "Oh, that's too bad, right?" American foreign policy is now entangled with one man's career preservation. The official leading the Defense Department favors prolonging an international conflict, driven by the need to maintain his value as a televised spokesperson. While podium briefings focus on tactical wins, they obscure an unfolding reality. Iran has effectively shut off the Strait of Hormuz. The administration faces a shrinking window before global energy markets hit a crisis level, with brokers warning of significant economic fallout. To break the stalemate, the White House is weighing a severe escalation. They are considering the deployment of American ground troops, either to pressure the Iranian regime or to take control of their enriched uranium facilities. Putting boots on the ground introduces the risk of significant U.S. casualties and threatens to pull the military into a protracted war. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts to find an exit strategy are in their infancy. The United States is teetering on the edge of a geopolitical crisis, yet the public defense of this campaign rests with a secretary who evaluates a lethal war through the lens of a daily television production.